people are saying that the latest Nintendo Direct was a major disappointment. Let me tell you my personal biggest letdowns, okay? And I've got a lot of them, so get ready for this. We've got no new Zelda title outside of Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment, which was already announced. And that's not a bad game. I played the first two. They're fun. I'm like 100% of them. But like that's not big news to me. That didn't need to be in the Direct. I already knew that was coming. What's crazy, for the 40th anniversary of Mario, we've got no new 3D platformer. We've got no new 3D Mario or a platformer Mario. What do we get, bro? A Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Wonder, which I've not finished yet. And I'm not saying just because I didn't finish a game means it's not good. I don't want to be that guy. But like, it's blowing my brain, bro. It's blowing my mind how this is going. And this brings me back to the Switch 2 point that you made earlier. Okay. But I'll get to that. Putting a lot of pins and stuff. Dude, no Smash Bros. And I get it, because we've talked last pod about like, where can Smash Bros really go? What's going to be the big deal? We didn't even get a Switch 2 edition. We're smacking Switch 2 editions on every game coming and going. There's games on the Switch 1 that's getting a Switch 2 edition I didn't know existed on the Switch 1. I am so confused, bro. I am so confused. They're pulling games out of nowhere to be like, we gave it a Switch 2 edition. And it's like,
guess what?
It's not even that big of a deal, dude. It's not like, I can justify, because I'm a Zelda stan, okay? I can justify Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom getting a Switch 2 edition upgrade, because those are bigger games. And they weren't super optimized for the first one. So I'm going to pay $10 for a game I already own to be able to play it at better resolution, better FPS, and whatever little bonus stuff you get, which is like audio files that you can listen to in the Nintendo app on your phone. I didn't care about that. But I'll pay $10 to let the game look better and run smoother on the Switch 2. Because I love those games. That's fine. I'll do that.
That's fair.
Bro, I'm not paying however much they're wanting me to pay for Super Mario Wonder to go. The additional DLC for this is literally called Super Mario Wonder Switch 2 Edition plus meet up in Bell Park. It's literally just like a mini game mode where you can play like 10 different mini games with people. Like, it's not, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? It seemed like an utter waste to me, bro. Because that game already ran okay on the Switch 1. I'm not paying however much more to play it on the Switch 2 and have a very minimal amount of content. You know what I'm saying, bro? That's my problem.
Yeah.
Is paying again for the same game just to look a little bit better. And with that, like, it just a much smaller margin. Like, that's crazy to me. All right.
For a game that you didn't even finish.
That's what I'm saying. And like, I have a very hard time believing anybody who absolutely loves Super Mario Wonder is like, oh yeah, baby, I've got to get the Switch 2 edition. We got to go meet up in Bell. We got to go meet up in Bell Park. I find that very hard to believe. And if you do, please leave a comment so I can know you people exist, because that's wild to me. That baffles me, bro. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. You're not excited for Mario Tennis, my brother?
Dude, I swear, I'm a smack the hat off you, bro.
Oh.
No, I saw a tweet and it sums it up perfectly. It's like, Mario, come play my wacky tennis game. Okay, Mario, it's $100. No thanks, Mario. No, dude, I don't want to play Mario Tennis with some magic tennis rackets for $100. Like, look up pull that up, Jamie. Look up the price and tell me how much they're charging for tennis. It's not worth it to me. Like, I don't know, man.
Mario Tennis Fever for Switch 2. $70.
$70. Okay. Well, like that's price point for everything else. But it's just, I don't know, man. I just feel like they're very weak titles that they're pushing out here for $70. They give me the new mainline Zelda title. I'm paying $70, $80 for that. Easy, bro. Mario Tennis. Dude, I've not played a Mario Tennis since the GameCube.
Yeah, dude.
If that. I barely bought the last Strikers, and that's only because my brothers begged me to play it. We played it for 3 hours, beat through all the cups, and was done. Like, it's not $70 for 3 hours of playtime for me is not worth it.
Crazy.
And again, please comment, leave it in the comments if there's people who are diehard Mario Tennis fans. And generally the Mario sports games are fun, like Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, Mario 3-on-3 basketball. Like those were fun. I'm not paying $70 for that.
No, dude, no shot.
Like it truly, dude, feels like we're being drip fed content for the Switch 2. And back to what you were saying about if you don't have a Switch 2, what was your exact point? You said if you didn't have a Switch 2, it didn't seem like the Direct was for you.
Essentially is what it kind of felt like.
I feel like we're only reusing content that the Switch has already gotten. So in a way, you're right. The Direct doesn't matter to anybody who doesn't have a Switch 2 because all the Direct was giving you Switch 2 editions of games that the Switch already had. And it's nothing groundbreaking. You know what I mean? So you're right. This was for the Switch 2 people. But the Switch 2 people are disappointed because these are games they already had on the Switch 1.
Yeah.
Like it's wild to me, dude. And here is one of the predictions I had for Donkey Kong Bonanza getting a DLC. I'm beyond disappointed for that. It's they made a very empty, from what I can gather, recreation of Donkey Kong Island from Donkey Kong 64. And everything else, like every other Donkey Kong game. And then they added a roguelike mode to where you can go through and basically you're collecting emeralds. I don't know, man. It seems very underwhelming. And the point I saw, and then I'll let you speak for a minute because I'm hogging the mic, is people were saying Team Cherry made Silk Song for $20. This DLC for Donkey Kong, which adds one singular island and a new mini game mode for $20. So
that's a crazy comparison. Yeah,
I know. Like most DLCs cost around $20. You know, Beavis and Butthead skins cost $20.
But when Beavis and Butthead.
But when you put it together that literally one singular level and a mini game cost $20 compared to Silk Song.
Yeah.
The most anticipated game of the last 7 years. It's crazy, the price model for me.
Yeah.
It's insane to me.
It's getting a little out of hand. Honestly, maybe you get a little more upset if you have a Switch 2. The more you're talking about it, it's like they're just bleeding you dry and giving you nothing.
Dude, yeah, bro. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like it was, and this is on me because I got a Switch 2 very early. The console came out around 3 months ago. They did give us a brand new Donkey Kong game. Donkey Kong game's phenomenal. I'm a little upset that the DLC is so lackluster. The new Mario Kart World, phenomenal. So we got two really big titles. And this might be the most important point I make on the pod. We got two really big titles for the Switch when it first launched. This Nintendo Direct gave us very little at all that wasn't a port from Switch 1 to Switch 2 to get a Switch 2 edition. Yeah. There was no point in having this big of a Nintendo Direct if you weren't going to give us anything worthwhile. And that's what I'm mad about. I appreciate all the things that's coming down the pipe. I didn't need a Nintendo Direct for you to tell me that we're getting a new Yoshi game.
And the Virtual Boy.
Like, oh my God. I've looked at the prices for almost everything else. I've not looked at the price for this because I wanted to try to get close to guessing it. And then you tell me how close I am. Because you cannot play the Virtual Boy games without a remake of the Virtual Boy. Which arguably, I don't know how popular it was when it originally came out. The games didn't look incredibly interesting, I'll say that.
All right, let's see.
So
no, it's one of those that I was looking at. I was like, I feel like if I played this for more than 10 minutes, I would start to feel sick.
Yeah. Or
have you ever gone back and played like some of the old GameCube games? Not like necessarily the Mario games, but some that were. I tried to play an old Medal of Honor one time, or even like the old Metroid, and I got like nauseous from the graphics because I guess I'm so used to like
everything being
I'm
smooth.
This close to those old like. I feel like it would just make me sick. I've got the price here. If you want to guess.
Zeke said, I need the frame smooth like my brain.
All right. Listen.
Nah, that's fair. I feel that, dude.
I want you to get the Virtual Boy and see how long you can play it without getting sick.
I think it'll be more of a, and this might be a hot take. I think virtual reality, where it is right now, is a party game type of thing. Is a just experience type of thing. Because like, it's cool for a couple of days, and then you're like, okay. Because it's just limited on how much you can do, I think. You know? That's just my thing. I think this is also that. I think you're gonna do the Virtual Boy for the novelty of it, and then you're like, okay, like we're kind of done with that. So I do know that there's the actual Virtual Boy they remade that the Switch slides into. And I know they've done a cardboard version. I think the Virtual Boy.
I've got the actual one pulled up here.
Okay, the actual one pulled up. I think, and you cannot play the Virtual Boy games without this. $40.
You want me to tell you? Oh, okay. Let me give you some more context.
Oh, okay.
What the original Virtual Boy.
Oh my God, we're going to count for inflation. This is going to be crazy.
So in 95,
Shut up.
According to the interwebs, in 95, it released at a price of $179, which is equivalent to $370 in today's political, socio-economical climate.
That's wild. But
that's crazy. I did not expect that.
That was the first VR. I guess that makes sense. That's crazy. I don't think it's $179 now. I think.
Okay. Sticking with your $40 guess? Or does that sway you?
No, I think it's $40 because it's just like I think because the Switch just sits in it. So back in the day, that was probably a standalone like hardware and everything in that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the Switch literally slides in this. I feel good at $40.
It's a plastic face mask essentially.
Yeah.
To hold your Switch.
Right.
Yeah. Higher.
Shut up. $60.
Higher.
Shut up, dude. No way. Are they doing $70? Is this a $70 price point?
Okay. Higher.
$80.
Ooh. Higher.
Dude, I swear to God, you better not be lying to me. No way they made this $100.
They did not.
So
what, they didn't go that far.
So 90?
They only went to $99.99.
Shut up, man. What?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. And I'm fairly confident the Virtual Boy only had like 9 games total. So you're going to pay, hear me out, bro. You're going to pay a fifth of what you paid for the Switch 2 to play 9 games that look like Pong, but red. Like, that's wild, bro.
Yep.
Nobody wants to do that. Again, comment if you're the person out here who's buying the Virtual Boy. That's insane, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, play classic games like Tellero Boxer and Galactic Pinball.
I saw this on the direct, games, and none of this looked good.
Yeah, to play games in the Virtual Boy Nintendo Classics, you need an active Switch Online plus expansion pack membership as well. So, yep.
You're trying to tell me that not only do I got to pay $100 to use the Virtual Boy to play 9 games max, but I also have to pay the subscription to play these games that are 30 years old?
Yeah, actually that pretty much sums it up.
Bro, it's getting very difficult to defend Nintendo. It's getting very difficult, bro. That's crazy to me. What's the cardboard one cost? If it's more than $20, we got to storm Nintendo HQ right now.
Let's see what we got here. Brother, for all that, I'm just going to duct tape the Switch to some swimming goggles and put it on my head.
Bro, you can get a new VR headset that actually has some form of content, and you don't have to pay a subscription-based service for $150 more. That is so dumb to me.
All right. Cardboard model. You want to take a guess? Or let me just tell you.
$20. Is it more than that?
More.
Shut up. 30?
Right in the middle. $24.99.
Oh my God, dude. $25 for cardboard that you get to fold around and hold on your face. And then, dude, it's getting so hard to defend this stuff. That's crazy, man. All to still pay the subscription to play this stuff. Jesus Christ, bro. Ooh, that's Yikes. Wild to me, man.
That's tough.
And that's probably one of my biggest disappointment. My biggest disappointment out of the entire Nintendo Direct is the price point for a lot of this stuff, dude. Like, yeah. I hated to watch it, but I watched the Air Riders section where they talked about the amiibos. And listen, I have some of the amiibos. I think it's cool. Not as a collector's item. It's not that cool. But to like, their functionality is about pointless. Truthfully. Like, what you actually get in game is about worthless to a lot of the stuff you get. Like in Donkey Kong Bonanza, you get different types of material that just hits the ground. Brother, like that's useful for maybe a second and not even that much. So it's very like back in the day, like Breath of the Wild, all the amiibos unlocked you like old school outfits and stuff from like the older Zelda games. That was cool. Now it seems like they don't even really have a function. So to charge, and I will say the Air Riders amiibos, where you can switch out the riders onto the different rides, that was kind of an interesting take. But to pay $50 for that, when you already paid $70 for the game, just to have a side mission thing where you can train that amiibo to race, seems wild to me. And then if you want to have any other vehicle for that rider to use, it's another $50. That's insane to me. And I think it's the same thing with the Mario Galaxy amiibos. I think those are also $50. So in the grand scheme of things, we've went from getting full-fledged cinematic masterpieces of games for $50 to a piece of plastic this big that basically grants you little to no in-game effect.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost
Crazy.
Only a collector's. It's almost only a collector's item at this point, and almost too expensive for it to even be that. It's crazy, man. Like even the Samus stuff, I think was like $30 or $40. I don't know, dude. It's wild.
Bleeding you dry.
They really are, man. Oh, gosh. Man, and like Their one more thing being Fire Emblem. I have never played a Fire Emblem game in my life, and I probably never will. But from what I saw, it was not very interesting. Like,
yeah.
And I'm sure, again, comment, because there's people who like this stuff. There wasn't anything in this direct really for me. And I feel like a lot of people felt that way. And I don't think it was something that, I don't think this direct needed to happen. I think you could have announced the movie on its own. If a movie is the best takeaway from a gaming Nintendo Direct, we've missed the mark, boys. And I'm thrilled about the movie. Don't get it twisted. But bro, we didn't have to do all this. We could have done a 15-minute direct, celebrated the Mario Galaxy, celebrated the movie launch, and not wasted another 45 minutes of my time with $100 Virtual Boy and I don't know, another Fire Emblem game. They've released like 15 Fire Emblem games in the last 2 years. I don't understand it.
So, funny comment here. I'm looking on IGN, like at the bottom of all the direct and everything where people are talking. Crazy opening comment here. So far, the Virtual Boy and the movie are the best parts. Not getting a Switch 2 for that. I agree with half of that statement. But the response to that is kind of funny. Cool, you're not a Fire Emblem fan, but the series does have millions of fans. Cool, you're not a Pokemon fan, but the series does have hundreds of millions of fans. Cool, you're not a Metroid fan, but the series does have dozens of fans. Cool, you're not a 2D Mario fan, but the series does have millions of fans. Dogging on Metroid, but while still backing it up, kind of funny, but
dude, and let's talk a little bit about that. So I do want to go ahead and disclaim, I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of these franchises. So I get it. Some people were more excited for the direct than I was. I feel like the general consensus again was this was kind of a letdown. Mm-hmm. What I saw Pokemon wise, I didn't like that. I didn't like whatever we had going on with the Pokemon YZ. I didn't like it. It didn't look entertaining to me. It did not. The 3D world Pokemon did not look entertaining to me. The funnest looking Pokemon thing to me was the Ditto becoming a dead person and doing Animal Crossing. Like that was the most interesting Pokemon thing to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, man. It's just, I get it. There was a lot of franchises that I didn't necessarily care for that had some announcements. But me not being a fan of these franchises, there was nothing interesting enough to win me over. Okay. Yeah. Like if I wanted this information, I'm happy. But nothing was like, I've got to try Fire Emblem. I've got to try Metroid. I want to try Pokemon. If anything, it turned me away from wanting to try the new Pokemon altogether. All right. Yeah. I'm not really interested in Fire Emblem. I might try Metroid, but only at this point, just because I don't have anything else to do on the Switch too.
It's fair. You're also going to be paying a crisp $70 for that. So that's tough.
Crazy to me, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely bananas. But hey, man.
We talk about the Call of Duty getting away with all their stuff, but
yeah, man. And like Nintendo's
up there too, brother.
They are, man. It's wild to me what some of the, like the pricing model, like they're the first ones to go to $70 games, right?
That feels correct.
Like they're the first ones to do that. Regardless, I mean, just the whole model seems broken, dude.
Apparently 2K21 NBA was the first game to actually go to 70.
Of course, it's a 2K game. Jesus
That's
Christ.
A whole nother thing. Oh, God.
So before we get off of the topic of the Nintendo Direct, I want you to give me your take out of 10. How good do you think it was? 10 obviously being the best. On a point, let's do a 0.5 scale. All right. So like 8.5, 9.5, stuff like that. All right.
Okay.
So you go, I'll immediately go unswayed. I just don't want to speak at the same time to kind of throw it off. All right.
Okay. Out of 10. All right. 5.5.
All right. I'm gonna go 6.
Okay.
Because I'm a little bit bigger Nintendo fan than you, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
What carried it for me was the Super Mario Galaxy movie announcement. That was huge. Okay.
Yeah.
And getting the Super Mario Galaxy remasters. That was big. That's going to be enjoyable. And then Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I mean, I think that's my biggest things. Like, that's the 3 things I'm excited for.
And like you said, you knew about Hyrule before this, so it's like,
yeah. So it's kind of just a letdown. Honestly, like 6 might be too high, bro. I might have to go down to a 5. Like, this was very middle of the road for me. If this direct didn't happen, I would have been okay. I might go down to a 4 or 5. So like, the more I talk about it, because I was like, okay, if 5 is middle of the road, and I'm not happy nor upset about this, that's a lie. I'm upset about this. So I got to go 4 or 5. I'm a little bit more upset. Okay. Now I'm going to stay right at 5.
All right.
Because
dead center.
I'm happy with some of the things that did happen, like the movie announcement and such. I didn't really necessarily care about the other things.
Mm-hmm.
The pricing is what's got me upset about it.
Yeah.
Wow, man. I had higher hopes for such a long direct, and for there not to be any like first party titles. There we go. The word I've been looking for all night. For there not to be any like first party titles really like announced, it just kind of more or less hurt my feelings. Maybe I should just manage my expectations better. But here we are.
Stuff when they're telling you that it's going to be the biggest one yet, and then it's not really.